As we have discussed in our last lecture, the most important priority in your diet are calories. From a scientific standpoint, whether you gain weight or lose weight is determined by the law of conservation of energy, which states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one body to another. So when you eat food, the energy from the food item that you consume gets transferred to your body, and your body weight is dependent on the difference between the number of calories you consume versus the number of calories that you burn. It is also known as your calorie balance. Everything we consume has a calorie count, a measure of how much energy the item stores in its chemical bonds. That energy is released during digestion and stored in other molecules that can be broken down to provide energy when the body needs it. This energy is used in three ways: in digestion, in physical activities, and to support the basic function of our organs and tissues. That third usage corresponds to your basal metabolic rate, also known as your BMR, a number of calories you would need to survive if you weren't eating or moving around. Now let's talk about what a calorie actually is. Calories are a way of keeping track of your body's energy budget. If we consistently put more energy into our body than we burn, the excess will gradually be stored as fat in our cells and we will gain weight. But if we burn off more energy than we replenish, we will lose weight. So we have to be able to measure the energy we consume and use, and we do so with a unit called calorie. 1 calorie is the amount of energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 kg of water by 1 degree Celsius. And here we are talking about food calories, also known as large calories. 1 large calorie equals to 1,000 small calories. When you eat food, you are consuming the energy that is stored within the food, and your body then uses this energy to produce movements and keep you alive. If all of the energy is not used right away, then it can also be stored for later use. Some energy can be stored in the muscles and livers as glycogen. When these stores are filled up, then additional calories are stored in the form of body fat. There are three types of calorie balance: positive calorie balance, negative calorie balance, and neutral calorie balance. The first type is a positive calorie balance. When someone consumes more calories than he or she burns, then he or she is said to be in calorie surplus or positive calorie balance. This type of calorie balance always results in weight gain because a surplus of calorie means a surplus of energy that has to land somewhere. Therefore, the body will create new tissues as energy reserve. This new tissue is usually body fat, but if you exercise, the additional energy can also be converted into a new muscle tissue. The second type of calorie balance is a negative calorie balance. This occurs when someone consumes less calories than he or she burns. Here, the body needs more calories to produce energy for its daily functions than it gets from the food you consume. That means it has to make up the difference by burning stored energy. It will therefore have to break down body tissues, which leads to weight loss. Now, all these changes in weight can be offset by changes in water retention, but if we exclude this factor, then you will always gain or lose weight if your calories don't match your energy expenditure. The third and last calorie balance is a neutral calorie balance. When someone consumes the same amount of calories as his or her body burns, then he or she is said to be in neutral calorie balance. This means all the calories you consume will be used for some form of body process and your weight will remain stable. Now we'll see how you can apply all these fundamentals behind calorie balance in actual real life dieting. For now, you just have to understand that calories are the building blocks of body tissues. So if you want to build more muscles, you not only need to train, but you also need to provide your body with the necessary raw materials to form muscle cells. On the other hand, if you want to burn fat, you have to make sure that your body doesn't have enough calories for maintenance and activity, so it will draw additional energy from the fat cells, which leads them to shrink. I will explain both of these processes in detail later in this course.